Alright, so imagine this: you pick up your phone in 2026, and instead of the usual incremental upgrade, you are staring at something that feels straight up over-engineered in the best possible way. This is the Huawei Mate 80 Pro Max Wind. And yeah, that name is a mouthful, but trust me, the hardware is even crazier. This might actually be one of the boldest flagship phones we have seen in a long time. We are talking flagship power, insane brightness, a massive battery, and something you almost never see in phones anymore: an actual built-in cooling fan. Yeah, this thing is not playing around. But before we go deeper, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, because we are about to break this down like a true hands-on review, and you do not want to miss what is coming next. So first impressions: this phone is big, like properly big, with a 6.9-inch LTPO OLED display. And honestly, this might be one of the brightest panels ever put on a smartphone. We are talking up to 8,000 nits peak brightness, which sounds insane, and in real-world use this basically means even under direct sunlight, you are not squinting, you are not shading the screen. It is just clear, vibrant, and punchy. The colors are super rich thanks to that 1 billion color support, and the 120 Hz refresh rate keeps everything feeling smooth and fluid. Whether you are scrolling through apps, gaming, or just navigating the UI, it feels flagship in every sense. Now, design-wise, Huawei has gone with a premium approach: glass front, aluminum alloy frame, and even the back is aluminum alloy, so it feels solid in hand, a bit on the heavier side at 239 grams. But that weight kind of adds to the premium feel and durability. And yes, you also get IP68 and IP69 ratings, which means this thing can handle dust, water, and even high-pressure water jets, which is honestly overkill, but in a good way. This is the kind of phone you do not baby, you just use. But let's talk about the wild part: the built-in cooling fan. This is something you usually only see in gaming phones, but Huawei just dropped it into a mainstream flagship, and it actually makes a difference, especially with that Kirin 9030 Pro chipset inside. This is a 9-core processor paired with 16 gigabytes of RAM, so performance is already strong, but with active cooling you get sustained performance, meaning less throttling during long gaming sessions or heavy multitasking, and that is huge if you are someone who pushes your phone hard. Speaking of performance, day-to-day usage is going to feel incredibly fast. Apps open instantly, switching between tasks is seamless, and gaming is where this thing really shines. The GPU here is powerful enough to handle high frame rate gaming without breaking a sweat, and thanks to that cooling system, you are not going to see those annoying dips after 20 or 30 minutes. This feels like a phone designed for power users. Now, storage options are also top tier. You get 512 gigabytes or even 1 terabyte variants. So unless you are shooting hours of 4K video every single day, you are probably never going to run out of space. And yeah, there is no micro SD card slot, but at this level you honestly do not need it. Let's move to cameras, because this is where Huawei has always been strong, and this setup looks seriously promising. You get a 50 megapixel main sensor with a variable aperture from f1.4 to f4.0, which means it can adapt to different lighting conditions really well. Then there is a 50 megapixel periscope telephoto lens with 4x optical zoom and a 40 megapixel ultra-wide camera. So this is a versatile setup whether you are shooting portraits, landscapes, or zoom shots. And from what we are seeing, Huawei is still focusing heavily on image processing, so expect sharp images, great dynamic range, and strong low-light performance. Video recording also looks solid with 4K support, HDR, and stabilization. So if you are into content creation, this could easily be your main camera setup. And even the front camera is not an afterthought. You get a 13 megapixel ultra-wide selfie camera with autofocus and 4K video, which is great for vlog-style shooting or group selfies. Quick pause here: if you are enjoying this breakdown, drop a like and comment what you think about this cooling fan idea, because honestly, I want to know if this is something you would actually use or if it is just a cool flex from Huawei. Now, battery life is another area where this phone just goes all out: 6,000 milliamp hours battery, which is massive, and paired with that efficient chipset, you are easily looking at a full day of heavy use, maybe even stretching into a second day for lighter users. And when you do need to charge, you get 100W wired charging, 80W wireless charging, and even reverse charging, both wired and wireless. So this phone is basically a power bank if you need it to be. Software-wise, it is running HarmonyOS 6.0, which has been evolving a lot and feels smoother and more refined than before. Animations are fluid, the ecosystem integration is getting better, and overall it feels like Huawei is building its own strong alternative experience here. Connectivity is also fully loaded with Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6.0 NFC, and even an infrared port, which is a nice bonus if you like controlling appliances with your phone, and there is also advanced satellite communication support, although some features might be region-limited. Audio experience is solid too, with stereo speakers delivering loud and clear sound, no headphone jack, but that is expected at this point, and overall media consumption on this device is going to be top tier between the display and the speakers. So when you step back and look at the whole package, the Huawei Mate 80 Pro Max Wind feels like a statement device. It is not just trying to compete, it is trying to stand out with features like extreme brightness, huge battery, and that unique cooling system. And honestly, it kind of succeeds in doing that. This is a phone built for people who want everything pushed to the max: performance, display, battery, and even thermals. Now, of course, pricing is expected to be premium, sitting around flagship territory, so this is not going to be for everyone. But if you are someone who wants cutting-edge hardware and something a bit different from the usual flagships, this might be one to watch closely, especially when it officially launches. And that is pretty much it for this deep dive. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned, because we are going to be covering more insane tech like this very soon.